So, are we going to go or no?
I suppose.
Cheers. Cheers. Do I say cheers?
Beers?
Beers. Okay, hey, if that's what you're drinking, all right. I'm not going to say nothing. Whatever floats your boat.
I'm staying out of that. Not during work.
You, okay. Hi, everybody. I'm actually drinking a cranberry kombucha today. It's actually really good. Not bad. So, hello, everybody. I hope you guys have been having a really good week so far. I know right now it's kind of cloudy and rainy today. We've had some really weird weather. It's been sunny and cloudy and rainy and the whole thing. I don't know. It's just weird today. But I hope you guys are doing well. And guys, we have something special for you today. Remember a while back we had talked about personal development and our recommended personal development books. Well, we're going to bring that to you today. And I thought it would be really exciting to talk about a little bit first before we dive right into the books. I want to actually go through a little bit of personal development and why it's important to do that. And, you know, a long time ago, when I was younger and I was, at a job, I didn't even know really what personal development was. I mean, I've heard of it, but I never really knew what it was, nor did I care at the time. I didn't give a crap. And then as I started working into becoming an entrepreneur and getting into that field, I began to learn more and more about what it meant. And at first I was like very resistant because there was some stuff that I really was reading that it just didn't resonate with me, and it didn't work with me, and I wasn't into it, and it wasn't bad, it's just it did not resonate with me. So I was like, okay, yeah, whatever, And after time went on,
and rereading it
and reading other stuff, I began to resonate with certain things, with certain books, and I started reading more about personal development and why it's important. And I do want to clarify, though, guys, if you're reading any personal development books or audios or whatever, the thing with those is you can read, like, literally, there are hundreds and thousands of personal development books out there that you can go and read. And sometimes it can be very overwhelming. It can be very confusing because you just don't know what to pick. You don't know what to choose from. And this is why I wanted to do this recommended list to kind of get you started with some really good personal development books that you can read. And it's not just about reading them.
Some of these fall along the lines of industry standard.
Yeah.
And they just apply to any industry whatsoever.
So it doesn't, exactly. It doesn't matter what industry you're in. It doesn't matter, you can even be at a job, right? You can still be at a job and do personal development.
Actually, that's the smart thing to do.
And actually it is. Had I known that a long time ago, I probably would have been in a better state of mind about the way things were going for me. I probably would have been making better decisions had I known that, but I didn't. So we don't know what we don't know. So
yeah,
that's the thing. And guys, when you're looking for personal development books, when you're reading those, a lot of times what people will do, and I've done this, we'll get a personal development book either off online. We'll purchase it online. We'll get an audiobook or whatever online, or we'll get a physical book. And we get it, and it either, we start reading it, and then it goes in the corner to be collected by
dust.
Or it gets on a file on your computer and gets totally
Yeah, before
lost.
long you have a bunch of educated dust bunnies.
Yeah, and it's the same thing on your computer. It can be saved in a file on your computer, and you either can't find it or you just don't even open it up. And that's not going to do you any good. So collecting all the books and everything isn't going to do good without action, right? So you can read the books all day long. And if you don't take action on those steps, if you don't take it as a part of your belief system and redeveloping who you are, it's not going to do you any good. Okay, you can read them all day long, hundreds of them, And if that's all you do and you don't fully ingest and fully take heart and fully adopt some of the teachings in there, it's worthless.
Mm-hmm.
It's just taking up space, right? We don't want that. So I think it's very important, especially if you're new. Okay, and you've never, ever have done personal development before. You don't know what to do. It's very important that you start taking those steps with changing your mindset. Because I know with Toby and I, we kind of like do, and the thing is we do personal development kind of like separately sometimes, because there's stuff that resonates with me that don't with him, and there's stuff that resonates with him and maybe not with me. And then there's times that it kind of comes together and they both resonate together. So you can pick your own individual personal development, okay? You work with what you feel is going to work with you. And starting out is really good because you're going to start seeing mind shift changes, I think, down the road. May not be right away, okay? But you're going to start noticing some stuff when you start picking up on this and when you start reading these. So I think... I just wanted to give
Sometimes you don't even pick up on those changes. They just happen. You read it, and sometimes the change, you read this one piece, and it's like, okay, whatever. And then a couple of weeks down the road, you start wondering, why am I doing this? Where did I pick this up? And then you start to think, and it's like, it's because I read it in that stupid book.
Yeah. And that's true. Sometimes you don't even realize it. Some
things resonate with you even though you don't realize it. And it's something that your subconscious takes in. So if you're really serious about personal development and growing, you want to take time to do the extra studying, the extra reading. Read it more than once. If you have the audiobook, put it on loop. Let it play several times.
Even in your car.
Yeah, even in the car.
So, you can't have excuses, guys, if you're like, oh, I don't have time. Well, if in your commute, if you have a 20-minute commute, a 15-minute commute, yeah, you have time.
For audio, yeah.
Yeah.
Like in the house. At first, it was annoying as all get out. But what I ended up doing was I set up an entire system to where you could tune any radio in the house and it would literally play what I had the computer playing.
Yeah.
It would transmit, FM signal. And that's super simple, easy stuff, guys.
Even if you're not technical.
All you have to do is set yourself up a playlist on your computer, plug in the transmitter, set your frequency, and let it fly. And leave it on. Always make sure you have at least one radio on, and it does not have to be loud. It can be real low as background. And you'd be very surprised, if not possibly scared, as to how much you pick up.
Yeah. Because listening, I think repetitive, sometimes listening to it over, or even reading a book a second time, you'll get more out of it the second time.
Yes.
And even the third time. There's been things I've gone through 2 or 3 times, and all of a sudden something will stand out to me that didn't before.
Mm-hmm.
So it works weird. It's weird, but that's how it works, and it's really cool. So yeah, I think that's really important to get into some kind of personal development routine. It doesn't have to be long, okay? You guys, if you think, oh my gosh, I don't have time for this, well, that's also a mindset thing, okay? Yes, you do have time for it. If you have time in your car, you have spare time, your
lunch break.
Yeah, your lunch break, you're working on your business maybe, and you can have it playing in the background while you're working, if you're okay with doing that.
And these are audiobooks. If you prefer reading,
yeah,
there's always the 30-minute read during breakfast while you're eating.
Yeah.
There's always the
lunch.
45-minute read during lunch. Well, 30 to 45.
Yeah.
There's always little break times here and there that you can do a little bit of reading. It's stepping out a little bit to get that extra information, to get that extra knowledge that's going to push you forward.
Yeah.
That's the thing.
It's crazy how that works. So guys, I think without further ado, I'm wanting to get into some of the books or audios, and I think most of these that we're about to give you
can be found in both.
In audio. You can go to Amazon.com. You can get the book. You can get the audio. I think they have it in Kindle most of the time. Now there is one on here.
You should be able to find most of them in Kindle.
Yeah, there is one on here though, guys. It's going to be a little bit more tricky to find, but I'm putting it out there anyway because it is amazing information. Okay, so I think. And I've got, if you see me looking over here on my computer, guys, I do have to have a little list over here before, because if I try to just give you the books.
Yeah, we went a little rampant.
And we're gonna give you 10 right now. I think probably our 10, and then there's gonna be more like on when you go into YouTube, you'll be able to see in the.
We'll leave in the descriptions the whole list. Yeah, so you guys
can check out the other ones there. But for one of them. Is, I think, especially for new people, is How Successful People Think by John C. Maxwell. I think that's a good one because we're in, society is in tune to thinking, like you heard me say before, a one-track mind. We're not used to talking about success. We're used to talking about poverty, right? And how poor everyone is. This one right here is how successful
we
people
get
think.
so caught up in what's wrong that we forget to talk about what's right.
Yeah, poor mentality way of thinking. Okay, so this is a good book if you have a lot of that going on in your life. Okay. Another one is from Napoleon Hill, Think and Grow Rich. And that is another one. It gives you some really good tips, really good ideas, really good mindset stuff to get you guys thinking about, the successful lifestyle and how you can actually achieve that. And it all starts with ideas. It all starts in your mind. And then, of course, again, you've got to take the action to make it happen. But it is a really good read, and I think it'd be good. It's good for newbies as well, or anybody out there who wants to really enhance their personal development.
I think one good thing is The Power of Habit.
That's
by Charles. Pardon me if I get this wrong, but Duhigg. Duhigg. Duhigg.
Yeah.
Anyway,
there it is. Power of Habit. Charles Duhigg. I think that's how you say it. If I mispronounce it, I apologize.
Anyway, you would be surprised at what you can accomplish by making good habits. And a good habit, say in your business, is walking up to your computer first thing in the morning and getting out your posts. Not checking your email.
And not scrolling on Facebook just to look at the feeds.
Do not sit there and scroll through Facebook for hours on end.
And then think it's work.
Oh, they're saying this, they're saying that, they're saying that. That don't mean squat. Yeah. What are you saying? Come on.
Exactly.
If you want to find out what your peers are doing, what they've posted for that day, you read their post, the next person's post, the next person's post. That's it. You don't give a rat's butt about the rest.
It's such, and I too think too, I hate to interrupt, but on the same token, there's so many people that it's become a bad habit on Facebook, and I've been guilty of this too, where you think you're going to go into your posts, right? And it's all about a discipline thing, okay? It is. It's all about habit, building a good discipline for it, because if you get on Facebook and your intention is to go and write a post,
yeah, and
then you're over here scrolling going, oh wait, before you know it, you've been on there like an hour and you haven't done your post. So I mean,
that's wrong.
You kind of got to have that discipline there to say, I am here to make my post, get in, get out,
get on your way.
The next thing.
Yep.
Okay. And if you want to scroll Facebook on your lunch, if you want to scroll Facebook in your off time or something like that, whatever. But when you're at business and you're doing your business, you don't want to sit there and scroll all day long. Not good. Not good.
Yeah.
So, sorry, I just had to say that.
Another good habit to be in is clean your desk before night. When you're done. When you're done for the day, clean your desk. Put everything away. That is a good habit. Because when you walk in the next morning, you don't have this pile of Lord knows what, because you forgot over the night. You know, you slept since then. And it's whatever. What's this piece of paper? I don't care. You know?
Yeah.
So, clean your desk. Make sure your desk is clean before you're done for the day. Don't walk away until it's clean. That's a good habit.
Yeah. And I think, I mean, and this is, guys, to give you an idea, you know, we're going to let you read the books. This just kind of gives you an idea of what is, good books to have on hand for when you're doing this. And I think another one that I had loved, and I read this book probably 3 times, and I want to read it again. And it's called The Power of Now. And it's called, Eckhart Tolle. I think that's how
Eckhart Tolle.
Yeah, Tolle, sorry. The Power of Now.
The last E is silent.
And it is so powerful because it gets you grounded in this moment, grounded in present time with yourself. And it's kind of goes through like a little bit of meditation and a little bit of just getting yourself grounded so you're not always hearing all that noise that's in our brain all the time, right? It kind of quiets your brain down. And like I said, I started reading this a couple of times, especially, I think I read it, the first time I read it was about 4 years ago, the very first time. It was a time in my life where I was just all over the place because it wasn't long after my dad passed away, and I read that, and it kind of just taught me how to really just shut off my head, you know. So that's a really good one if you have a lot of that kind of issue, and you we're like in this ADD world, right? That is a really good one, I think, to read if you're having those kind of problems. And we all have them. You know, we all have them nowadays.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter who you are. Kids have them. I mean, you know.
Yeah. You'd be surprised at how much just certain tidbits of this stuff can change a child's life.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly.
I mean, it's not that the rich, the parents of rich kids, the rich kids have all the best stuff. They have all the best blah, blah, blah. You know, if you come across a nice rich kid, sometimes they're spoiled little turds. That's all kids.
Yeah.
But if you come across a really decent child that really cares for fellow man and everything else, those are the people that are actually teaching them, these children, the principles found in these books. The principles that help them grow and become more in life.
Yeah, and imagine, guys, if society would do this with their kids and start going through teaching this kind of stuff to the kids. We would see probably an explosion of a whole new society. We would see so much good change if that would happen. I mean, we really, really, really would.
Yeah.
So
one thing that we made, one of these books that we made pretty much mandatory reading in all of our past teams and current teams, and I mean anybody that we've ever dealt with, as far as team and business type stuff. How to Win Friends and Influence People by Dale.
Yes.
Or no.
Dale, I think
Dale Carnegie.
Carnegie, yeah.
I keep on wanting to say. Sorry, I keep on wanting to say Stephen Covey, and I know it's wrong, so I have to catch myself and look.
I think, and I think that is one of the first-ish books that we actually bought and read. And I read that a couple of times, too. And
it helps you understand and grow personally.
Yeah.
And what actually happens with interpersonal relationships, even with people that you just met.
And how to deal with people and how people kind of think about stuff so you can relate to them better.
It helps you understand perspective.
Yeah. Exactly. And I was shocked at some of the stuff I read in there. I was like, whoa, this is crazy. So, I mean, it is an excellent book, guys. I would suggest in your library, I don't care if it's a physical book, if it's an audio, or on your computer, I'd highly suggest you just go out and get that one, flat out.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, all of these are great, don't get me wrong, but that one's
it's
a
the
really
seven
great
habits.
highlight.
Yeah, it's the 7 Habits of Highly Effective People with Stephen Covey that I keep on getting
and that's
mixed up
another
with.
good one. That is another one on on our list. Is let's see, 7 Habits of Highly Effective People.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and I've read. We both read that one several times, and it gets you. I mean, again, there were things I read in there. It's like, whoa, wait a minute, it gets you thinking, and then your mind starts really just ingesting this stuff, and you're digesting it, and you're like, wow.
Well, and in some cases, all of a sudden, you didn't realize that something was going on, then all of a sudden the gears click. And now, all of a sudden, a situation that you're sitting there like, how am I going to deal with this? It just goes click, click, click. And you're all like, oh.
Yeah.
Okay, it's that simple.
And that's the beauty of it. You don't have to go out and just pound this stuff in your head and go, make it work. I mean, you gotta.
Do you need a rubber mallet,
You've got to give it time. You've got to give these things time to sink in. And I'm not saying, and I want to clarify, don't go and buy 5, 6, 7, 8, 10 books and just try to just whip through them.
Yeah, this is not a cram school.
No, this is by all means not a cramming type thing. This is just a list. You can take what you want, leave the rest. Okay, if something really resonates with you, go and read that one.
Mm-hmm.
But if you try to read all of them and get all of them and do audiobooks spending hours, you're going to get so overwhelmed. Your mind is going to flip out, and then you're going to be just burn out. Don't do that.
If you've ever heard your brain cuss at you, you've done something wrong.
Yeah, so by all means, this is just a list.
Your own brain cussing at you. Yeah, you did it wrong.
Yeah.
You did something wrong.
Now, this one, Developing the Leader Within You by John C. Maxwell. I've read this one a couple of times as well. And, for those people, I never really, a long time ago, and even when I was working in the corporate world, I never thought of myself as a leader. I always thought of myself as the little follower down here. He says this up here. Okay. I never thought of myself as a leader. And then when I started reading this and we started to kind of really get into building our teams when we were doing some other stuff, and it's like, okay, wait, we are leaders. You might not feel like you're a leader, but there is stuff inside of you that you can become a leader. Leaders aren't born, leaders are made.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So just because you're like, well, I wasn't born a leader, I'm a follower. Leaders are made. So anybody out there, guys, I will let you know. I was a very shy person when I was younger, even as an adult. You could not get me in front of a crowd of people talking for nothing. After so many years of doing some just being out there, talking to people, networking, and everything, I got to a point to where I now can get in front of an audience, I can get in front of a crowd, and I can talk, and I'm not like, So I have grown because of these books and because of what we, at the time of being able to be in front of people, it got me out of that shyness.
Mm-hmm.
So I can talk to anyone now. I can go to the store. You can ask my husband. I'll go to the store, and we'll be, all of a sudden, blah, 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 I'll be starting to chit-chat with just people I don't know. And it's no big deal. It's not a big deal to me. So, yeah, you can become a leader. So I think that's a really, really, really good book.
If you have problems talking in front of people, I don't think we put any of them here, but there are some books that do help with that.
Yeah, I didn't think about putting that in there.
No.
We can do that another time, though, later.
Well, we got the list. I can just throw it at the bottom.
Yeah, I know, like I said, guys, there'll be more in the YouTube. Look down below and you'll see the others. We're just giving you a couple more. Now, another one, and I'm going to talk about Mark Hoverson for a little bit, okay? Because he was my most favorite mentor. I just loved him to death. he did a couple of books, and you can find this again anywhere. $1 Million Day by Mark Hoverson.
Amazon carries it.
Yeah, Amazon carries it. And oh wow. That's all I could say for this book too, because and you've got to read that for sure. You've got to have that in your list of stuff, of books and audiobooks to read or listen to. He goes out to explain a lot of the stuff that, and I'm just going to give a tidbit, okay? Our procrastination, why people procrastinate, why we have are these things blocking us, is because we've got to clear out in other areas. And I think we had covered this sort of in one of our other things about mental blockage. And so like $1 Million Day, you go out, you spend from the time you get up early, you spend your whole day just getting rid of crap, okay? And it can be physical crap.
Mental crap.
Mental stuff. I mean, it's like a brain, it's like a dump, okay? Just get rid of it all. You know, and
anything you don't really need.
Yeah, you'll see what we mean if you pick up the book and read it. You want to experience that for yourself. You want to set your own $1 Million Day, because at the end of the day, you're going to find out how much procrastination you just released from yourself. Mm-hmm. It's amazing, totally amazing.
I know you've been chomping at the bit to talk about Solomon CEO.
Yeah, I have.
Also from Mark Hoverson.
Yeah, Solomon CEO from Mark Hoverson. Now, guys, this one is not a go on Amazon and find. Okay?
No.
You can find it if you do a general Google search for Solomon CEO. It will bring it up, and if you
bring up some of it, yeah.
Yeah, if you want more info on this, you can just put a comment and just say Solomon CEO info, and we can get you maybe a link
to where you can
to it, because it's actually
go find it.
Yeah, it's actually connected to his personal link and business, and it's not out there like on Amazon. Okay.
No, it's not a standard book. It's an actual training series.
Yeah, a training series. And so you do have to purchase that. But that is so well worth it, let me tell you. That just blew my freaking mind with some of the stuff that he taught in there. It really did. In fact, it was very impactful for me personally when I went through that. So yes, I couldn't wait to talk about that.
For especially for people that have reservations on business stuff, certain types of business stuff, because of religious feelings or beliefs or thoughts or anything like that. This covers a wide range of knowledge. That spans regular knowledge that's covered in these other books that we're talking about. It spans clear out into biblical knowledge. Okay. Come on, people. Open the Bible. Business knowledge is in there.
It is. And if you're not over religious, that's fine. Okay.
That's fine.
It's not going to sit there and preach to you saying
Yeah.
It's just going to give you
Well, it's not about preaching. It's about the lessons that are actually in there.
Yes, it's the lessons that are taught. So it doesn't matter if you're religious or not.
Yeah, don't go... If you're not religious, don't look at the Bible as, hey, this is religious. Look at it as a collection of short stories.
Yeah.
That's all it really is. It's a collection of short stories. You get, churches and pastors quoting this verse, that verse, blah, blah, blah. All they did was put numbers to paragraphs. Come on. Let's call it what it is. It's just numbers to paragraphs. It's a collection of short stories that gives you knowledge. Look at it for what it is.
Exactly. So, I would definitely recommend that, guys. Again, a little bit harder to find. If you have questions, put it in the links. We can get you, or put it down below in the YouTube comments, and we can get you that information, okay? Another one I think I want to cover here real quick is The Richest Man in Babylon, and that's by George S. Clayton. And at first, I've heard of this book for years. And I've always like, yeah, okay, whatever. Richest Man of Babylon. Why do I want to read about something that happened? That's what I thought. And then I got curious, and I thought, I'm gonna give it a try. I'm gonna read it. And I actually read it in a couple of days. I took some time and I just read a couple of chapters here and there in a couple of days because it's not super long. And it gave me some totally different insights that if everybody could really start to really think about that and the beliefs that they give in there, people would be surprised how much their income levels would change. People would be surprised how much their lives would change.
Mm-hmm.
And it's simple. It's not hard. We're not talking like rocket science. I mean, we're talking simple steps that if people could put...
But you have to remember, people look at some of this stuff as if it's rocket science,
Yeah.
And they think rocket science is easy, and it's like, no. Rocket science, you can blow yourself up. This other stuff, read it again. Okay, yeah. Which is more dangerous here, blowing yourself up or reading it again?
Really? I think, I wanted to highlight those. We have a whole bunch of others, guys. Unless you want to highlight one more, and I think we'll go ahead and put the rest in the links. That way everyone's not stuck on here for hours while we're talking about...
Oh, let's see if I can...
Excuse me, personal... because we have probably 20 plus on here, and I think we've given you about 10 or 11 at least.
Norman Peale, The Power of Positive Thinking.
Yeah, there we go. That's another good one, too.
Okay. I'm not going to go deep into that one.
Yeah, again, guys, we're not going to give away everything.
Yeah, you got to read this.
You got to read the books, right? Or listen to the audio, whatever you like.
But it's about getting a hold of fatalism. Okay? For some people, it's all about the negativity. It's all about, oh, this ain't going to work, ain't going to work. So it becomes fatalistic. And by fatalistic, it means that the idea of actually doing it's already dead in your mind. You already killed that idea of doing it.
It's too scary, or whatever excuse they're going to get.
Okay.
Right?
Yeah. Whatever it is, you already killed that idea. Well, this is about the power of what positive thinking enables you to do. Okay? Even if it goes wrong. Now you know how not to do it. Going back to Benjamin Franklin.
Yeah.
Okay?
I was just thinking that when you said that.
Yeah, going back to Benjamin Franklin. He was asked, how does it feel to have so many failures? He's all, I didn't fail. I just found thousands of ways not to make a light bulb. I just need to find the one way to do it.
And he did.
Well,
we have light today, guys, so obviously he found it. And that's a good thing to keep in mind, especially for entrepreneurs, guys. When you're having those times where it just doesn't seem like you're moving forward and you're doing all these things and it's just not working. Eventually, and that's the thing, we all like to look for quick fixes. Eventually, you will find it.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, like right now, guys, I'm currently working on a project I just started, and I got to tell myself not to be the perfectionist. Just do the thing. I'm looking at a book, writing a book, and yes, guys, if you haven't seen that by now, I've mentioned kind of tidbits of what I'm planning to do. Because and I'm looking at writing a book. Actually, this will be my second book, believe it or not.
Mm-hmm.
The first book I wrote was something a little different, and I never really got it out there. It was mainly for me to learn, but this one's going to be out there, and I don't, the thing is, if I sit there and go, I've contemplated it for a long time, and I've put it off for a long time because I'm like, oh, I'm going to fail. Oh, what if people don't read it? Oh, what if they don't like it? Oh, what if it's not good enough? What if I don't have, what if this? What if that? I've
Fatalistic
never done this before.
attitude.
Blah, 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 right? The thing is, eventually, I write the book. It's going to resonate with someone, somewhere. It's going to resonate with people. And eventually,
if it affects one people, if it affects one people, okay. Yes, I need to go back to language courses here. If it affects one person, it's a success.
Yeah, because it's changed
Just
one person's life.
It's a success.
Yeah. So, I mean, you can't look at it, and I've had that thing with me, where people are like, well, how wouldn't you write your book yet? How come you haven't done this? How come you haven't done that? And it's like, okay, wait, I've got to stop myself and think. I'm failing before I've even failed. Right?
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, guys.
You're failing yourself.
Yeah. So it's that kind of thing right
there.
But
it's not just failing yourself. What about that one person that you could have helped?
Yeah. Or two or whoever.
Yeah.
Exactly.
So you're failing them by not doing it.
So that is a good book to read, I think, if you're feeling that way. So, but yeah, guys, and I think we'll tie this up because, we could go on for hours. But the rest of the books that we have for you will, again, be in the comments or in the description of the YouTube.
Yeah.
And for those of you who are on Facebook, you can just click on it and go to YouTube and find those. So yeah, guys, as you can see, personal development is a really important thing in your life. If, start small, maybe get one book, purchase it on Amazon. You can get them for little to nothing nowadays. Shoot, there's some you can get on Kindle for free. Mm-hmm. So, I mean, or you can find them online.
And just because some of these books are older, some of them are quite a bit older, and there's newer books by other people out there, does not mean that what's in them is not good. Yeah, it does not mean that what's in them does not apply to now. Because they obviously do.
Yeah, they're still valid.
They're still very much valid. There's no such thing as bad knowledge. Okay? There's a thing of applying it wrong.
Or applying it half-heartedly.
Yeah.
Half-heartedly. I can't even say it. You know what I mean, guys. Applying it half-assed.
Or another way to put it is knowledge is not evil. But it takes the proper wisdom to use it correctly.
Right. And that's so true. So.
Yeah.
So, great. Okay, guys. I think this was a really good piece of information for you guys. At least you got a good start. Like I said, there's so many of them out there. But I think these are our picks that you will really find impactful and enjoyable. So get to reading, get listening to some audios, get your mindset, guys. Try and think about a better mindset, because once you start doing that, you're going to start seeing your life change. And it will surprise you. It really will. Mm-hmm. So, okay, guys. Well, we're going to close out for now. Again, stay tuned for next Friday when we'll be talking about another good subject. And we hope that you guys have a really good weekend. Get out there, have some fun, do some reading, and we'll talk to you soon. Bye-bye, everybody.